Today, Cultivate Community talks to two dynamic and innovative business partners whose ingenuity is flavouring our breakfast, lunch, dinner, and pudding plates, and even enhancing our bathroom cabinets. Dave Miles and Matt Taylor from Jersey Sea Salt. Welcome to you both.
Hi, Jess.
Afternoon.
Hi there. So, tell us more about the story behind Jersey Sea Salt, please.
Well, Matt and I were fishing back in 2016, 4 years ago. I lived at the east of the island, and we'd had quite a successful fishing trip. We returned back to my house to have a barbecue with our families, at which point everything was cooked and the Jersey Royals came out, and I realised that we'd run out of sea salt. We overlooked France at the time. France was beautifully clear, and I'd actually run out of fleur de sel, which is a very popular French salt. It was that point that Matt and I looked at each other and said, why isn't anybody making Jersey sea salt? We've got the beautiful clean waters here. We can see France. They're doing it over there. Why isn't anyone doing it here?
So Jersey sea salt is a solar evaporated sea salt. For people who don't know the process, do you mind just taking us through step by step? How do you process the Jersey sea salt?
Okay, so we start by going down to the east of the island, where we collect our salt. As I say, the Archie, Rondell, St Catherine's area is the cleanest area. So we have basically a big pole, and we push this pole out 6 meters, and we have a flotation device, and on that flotation device is a filter that goes down 2 meters into the water, 2 meters depth, and that's the optimum sort of collection depth for the cleanest water. Basically, it hasn't been contaminated by anything at the surface, or no sand coming up from the bottom. So basically, yes, this pole gets pushed out. We have a filter of 300 microns, and that sucks up the seawater. That sucks it into a big water carrier. We collect 2 tons of water each time. So that 2 tons then gets taken from the beach, and we go up to our salt houses, and then it's filtered from our water carrier back into the salt ponds that we've built, which are basically 30 meters by 5 meter salt ponds. We have 3 of those, and we pump that water into that salt pond, and that salt pond sits underneath what's basically a polytunnel, and the water then obviously heats up. It condenses against the polytunnel, and then we have a particular type of plastic, which is a non-drip plastic, so that when the water condenses onto the roof of the polytunnel, it runs down the sides where we've built soakaways, and those soakaways then take away the fresh water and put that back into the soil. And as I say, between 14 days and 6 weeks, we produce the salts, and then it's basically scraped up in a traditional fashion. Then we process it by crushing each grain is no bigger than 5 millimeters, so that goes through a sieve, and so everything's a standardized size. That's how people like, it seems, their salt. And then it's filtered like diamonds, basically. If you see that how the Dutch do their diamonds on a big light box, we put all our salt onto a light box and then go through it all, so we can look at every individual crystal, and then it's hand packed, and some of the salt is then taken away and used in the infusions.
In my kitchen, I've got a Jersey oak map, and on it are your Jersey sea salt products, and it's running out of space. I've got your crushed black pepper and your crushed chili, and of course the Jersey sea salt standing proud on there. What would you say your Jersey sea salt goes especially well with?
Well, as a salt producer, I'd say everything. It's important. It's important to go into everything. But if you want to get more technical about it, I suppose the dulse is incredibly popular amongst the chefs, I think, with the seafood. It's got that real umami flavor, and at the moment, loads of scallops are coming out. The scallops are probably the best at the moment, the same as the oysters. So you add that pepper dulse sea salt to any of your seafood, and it gives that umami sort of flavor, and that's a lovely touch.
My favourite is the black pepper infusion on avocado, bit of balsamic vinegar and olive oil. It's so simple, and it's just such a taste explosion, really. And you can do it with the chili one as well. So,
From my point of view, what's clear from your social media and from chatting to you both at Cultivate Young Minds events is that you are both extremely proud of Jersey and promote and collaborate with local businesses whenever you get the opportunity. As forward thinking industry ambassadors, this is a really good opportunity to ask you both, how do you see the future of the agri-food industry in Jersey?
well, for me personally, I think Jersey should feed itself. I think food security is, certainly in these difficult times that we're in at the moment, is of utmost importance. I think Jersey imports 80% of its food. I mean, the supermarkets are doing quite well to cope at the moment, but if we had a storm for a couple of weeks, I'm sure they'd be empty. So, me personally, I shop at a lot of honesty stalls. I go down to the harbour to collect fish off the fishermen. And it's all about local for me. It's all about local support and diversifying our food in Jersey. We need more crops. We need winter seasonal food. And if I can't get strawberries in December, I can't get strawberries in December. That's just tough.
It's so important eating seasonally. It has to be. You eat in what's in season, and we need to re-educate people on what is in season, and that's what you should eat. If you eat a strawberry in December in Jersey, it will taste of nothing, because it's been imported from somewhere else in the world. It's probably been grown in a polytunnel in Spain somewhere. Whereas if you eat a strawberry at the right time of year, straight out the ground, you cannot beat that flavor. It's head and shoulders above everything else. At the moment, cauliflower, that's such a fantastic product. You can do so much with cauliflower, but you have it in season. Have everything in season, and then you get the flavors and the quality. And pay that little bit extra. That's what I'd like to say to the Jersey public is, why have a bean from Kenya when you could have a local Jersey bean at the right time?
Yeah. Well, as I've said, your products, your Jersey sea salt products, stand proud in my kitchen, and the taste when I use it on cooking, the flavor is enhanced even that much more because I understand the story behind this local product. Thank you both very much for your time today, and also for working so hard to create a sustainable and a really environmentally friendly local product that Jersey and its community are really proud of.
Well, thank you, Jess.
Thank you.
We much appreciate for you giving us this platform as well to let people know exactly what we do and how our passion works.
Thank you very much.